Hello, 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 Stamping Friends. This is Caron, your ATX Stampin' Lady. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is our Paper Pumpkin Kit Together live stream or streaming. So I wanted just to take a moment. So I am now starting for my Paper Pumpkin subscribers and my kit purchasers. A kit together. Now, I am more than happy to schedule private, personal kit togethers. These live streams with the paper pumpkin kits, they will be made, they will be private for my kit subscribers for the first 30, for the duration of the kit that it is available for purchase. And then after that 30-day period, then we'll go make it a public video so that everyone can see the creation. Okay, this is a benefit that we're having for my subscribers, just so that they can see this part. And it's a benefit for them for subscribing and or purchasing the kit during the month that it is live. So I am a little bit behind, so I am working on the April 2026 kit, and this is Lakeside Retreat. Now, the thing about the kits, guys, is if you are working them as you receive them, let me fiddle with my lights a little bit. If you are working your kits as you receive them, this was in April, so we would have received this in time to be able to create and send these out for Father's Day, right? Because they are Father's Day stamps. However, whenever you work on your cards, you are always able to change your sentiments to whatever sentiment or occasion that you need for it to be on. Now, Father's Day, there's an official date for Father's Day, but hey, my dad's birthday is Father's Day, right? Or any day that I'm thinking about my dad is a Father's Day. So don't quite have to be so literal in the use of the stamps, or you can change them out to suit whatever occasion you need. So let's go ahead and get started with the kit. So I'm going to share with you everything that comes in the kit. You get an ink spot, and for the April, we got the Peaceful Pine ink spot. Now, guys, the Peaceful Pine is one of our new ink colors, the 2026 to 2028 ink colors. You get a stamp, a photopolymer stamp set. This is exclusive to the kit only, the Paper Pumpkin kit. And in your kit, you will have supplies to make 9 cards, 3 each of 3 designs. And I've already separated them here in this video. Oh, that's what I'm going to do. Sorry. So in the Paper Pumpkin videos, this will go live. Anybody can see it. I will then go ahead and make 3 alternative projects that will be exclusive for my Paper Pumpkin subscribers. That makes more sense to me. Oh, so thank you for allowing me to change my process. All right, so each of these creates one of these cards. So I am going to make in this kit each of these in exactly the way it was created by the designer. So we're going to start, and I've already separated them because that's the easiest way that I can recommend that you work them when you're working them at home. So the first page that you'll see is it tells you what goes with each kit, right? Or each card. And so I've already separated them, card 1, card 2, and card 3, right? So I'm going to work them in the order that the kit creators made them, okay? So card number 1, we have our card base. And this is how, the other thing about our card kits, right, with these Paper Pumpkin, I love the way they do the bases. So when I'm going to create this one as is, but for future and some of my alternatives, I'm just going to cut this in half, and then I'll be able to add more, because then I'll have this as a panel and this as a panel. So out of the 9 card bases, I'll have 3, and then I'll have 6 cards remaining. And then if I cut each of the 6 in half, that means I can create 12 more, right? So I should be able to have at least 15 cards if I do exactly what I'm telling you. But you'll have to sign up for the kit to see those alternatives, right? All right, so the first thing is the base. We have this strip. We have, oops, let's just empty this all out. We have this little sticker piece. We have another sticker piece in this. We have a sentiment panel. We have our another sentiment panel, and then we're going to need our ink cube and our stencils or stamp sets. Okay, so let's go ahead and create. So then if you flip, right, want to make sure it's not upside down. Here's card 1. So it's telling you that we're going to do all of our stamping first. Okay, so let's just go ahead and get this ready. So on our block, and I have a smaller block because for me I need smaller blocks for sentiments. And this says Happy Father's Day is what's going on this one. I've already sent out my Father's Day cards both to my dad and my brother. So I don't know. I might find somebody else that I can send this to. I'm not sure. We'll see. Right? And I'm going to use my grid lines, my grid paper to line it up, condition my stamp, like so. And then on this blank piece of white cardstock, also lining it up here. I'm going to ink up my sentiment. Now, I always like to, even though I've conditioned it, I always like to stamp just to make sure what I'm going to get with my image. And I'm not trying for it to be neat. I just wanted to have the first stamp with the first ink. Just makes it a little clearer when you apply it to your actual project, right? All right, so then I'm going to center this. Okay. Let it sink. You can say 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. And that just allows good transfer of ink onto the cardstock. All right, I'm going to grab another block. Something smaller. Now, not theoretically, our paper pumpkin kit comes with everything that you need to create these cards. What I'm going to do is, because this is such a small image, is I generally like to have a block that's commensurate with the size. That way you kind of avoid as much of the rocking of the shadow stamping as possible. Okay. All right. So now we're going to stamp. Again, this is just conditioning my stamp. And we're going to do one at the bottom and one at the top. All right. So I'm going to start with the bottom. Well, actually, I'm going to start with the top. Doesn't matter. Just make sure it's even. What exactly are you trying to do? I'm not quite catching what you mean by start with the top. Okay. Sorry about that. The A girl had to chime in there a little bit. Not sure why. There we go. And this is done. You're going to stamp the sentiment on here. Let's put these back. Oh, I saw this the other day. And I thought it was a good idea. Right? So I'm just going to grab a permanent marker. This is just going to help me to know where to put my stamps back. don't know why I hadn't thought about this before. Sometimes I use my paper pumpkins stamp sets after, and I can't remember what goes. So this is perfect. I saw this and I'm like, oh, why didn't I think about that before? Yes, you are going to have the line on the photopolymer stamp. That doesn't bother me. If it bothers you, this might not be something for you, okay? And it's just to help with the alignment of your stamps when you need to put them back. And I just took this one off. So now I'm going to put it back on. And that's going to be its permanent home, wherever it is. All right. So that's done. And so now we're going to use this image up. We're going to do our sentiment. And the one we're looking for says, Happy Father's Day, and I'm blind as a bat. You are an inspiration. So that's this one. Again, I'm going to condition the stamp. Conditioning the stamp just takes any of the residue off of it so that you get a crisp, clear stamped image. That's all that means. Okay. I'm going to center this. I find that in my process, it's easier to do all your stamping. And so now we know that this guy goes back right here. So that's where his home is. You just put it back. Okay, we're going to need our will-o'-the-wisps. That's what I'm calling them, will-o'-the-wisp. And then that is stamped right on the card base. Okay. And it's stamped right in this corner. So you're just going to fill this out a little bit more on the image. Give me a second, you guys. I might need to adjust this for you guys. All right, there we go. I think that works. There we go. Okay, again. And then we're just gonna stamp. Now they only have one stamped on the image in the artist's rendering. You can stamp as many as you'd like to fill out your card. Okay. Yes, they did just do one. Okay. So the next thing we're gonna do is we have our little bird images. And we're going to go ahead and put that. Oops. I like that. I love knowing where to put my stamps back, because then they fit exactly where they need to fit. That's going to be that way. Okay. All right, so we're going to put our little birds right about here. And guys, I'm going to do a little, this is called the smackdown technique. Just so it seems as if we've got a little bit more movement, right? And more birds. Yeah. All right, so there's that. And now we can start to assemble this card. Here we go. Okay. So on this element, we need dimensionals. And there's about 8 of them on here. So let's go ahead and put those on. So the Kit Together classes, if you want to host one in person, like when I say private, with you and some friends, I'd be more than happy to do that. We can do that as long as you've got a gathering of 3 to 5 friends, we can go ahead and schedule personalized Kit-togethers. It's 2 there. I think it was 2 at the bottom. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 4, 6, and 8, because there's 8 on here. Okay. On the brown piece, when you turn it over, there's 3 on that side. 1, 2, 3, and a strip of double-sided tape on the other side. So we'll go ahead and add that. When it comes to the kits, I've realized to a certain degree that to pay attention to where the artist has, or the designer has put the adhesives, and it pays to do that because sometimes things are meant to be tucked under, and if you put your adhesive on willy-nilly, like I've found out, sometimes it doesn't quite work. Now, all that means is it alters the original design a little bit, but hey, you just made it more personalized, right? Again, all of these kits are just to give designs or options. Okay. Now, the thing about some of these paper pumpkin kits, they are also, sometimes there are kit refills available. So if you really like, now there's not a kit refill for all of them. I can't promise you which ones will and will not have a kit refill, but some of them will have refills. And so if it's one that you really, really like, then that one, of course, you can purchase additional refill items and continue to make more cards. All right, so that's done. Then on this one, let's see what we've got. So we've got this. So there's going to be adhesive on this side. Oh, let's see. I've got to make sure. Yeah, because whatever side this is on, it's got to be on that one, right? So I'm going to put this on this side. And then we're going to put 2 on this side. And then we need on our little fishy here. There's 2 on this side. Now let's hope I got this right? Okay, so let's put our card together and be finished with card number 1. Okay, take your pick tool. Now this is a key tool for me. It is not necessary to complete the paper pumpkin kits, although a tool or one like it is definitely going to help you when removing these adhesive backs. All right, so this element is meant to, let's see. So we're going to hide pretty much the entire front of the boat, right? So we're going to put this here. And again, I use the grid lines to measure things and make sure things are straight. If you know anything at all about me, you will know that I cannot do anything straight. I just can't. So okay, so let's see what we have here. This is going to go here. So I think we build. Okay. So that part is right. I think where we place them on the fish is probably not correct, right? So first things first, we're going to put this right here. All right, and they have it almost all the way over. Like that. Then the next thing is this one. Again, this comes off. Oops, can you see? This is going to go at the top, and we're going to align it. Make sure this is straight. Right. And guys, you can go as straight as you can get. I mean, this is not rocket science, right? We're going to do that, like that. And then we're just going to have our fish. And I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive on there. Didn't say to do it, but I am. Just to make sure that our little fishy does what he needs to do. Right? And this would have been perfect for my dad, my dad and my brother. They are fishermen. Oops. Yeah, I did put these in the wrong location. So let's see if we can move them, because they are in the wrong location, right? I just took them off because this side already has adhesive, so we need for it to be here, okay? That's okay. I thought I had done it wrong, and I should have realized that before I put that down. Now I'm just going to add a little bit of glue here and align, and card number 1 will be finished. And then we're just going to add him centered, like so, and even. Okay. And our first card is complete. Perfect. All right, card number 2. Let's go ahead and clean up just a little bit. Will be this one. And again, our parts and pieces. I've already put these aside. Gonna have a little beach scene, a little bike scene. Let's go ahead and fold this. Score and burnish. Now I like to build off cardstock if possible before I do anything else. So let's see, we've got our image. Okay, got our little birds again. Make sure they're right side up. And I'm going to do the same thing. I like to have where it seems as if there's motion. So we're going to do our little smackdown technique. Okay. Got our little smackdown, our little birds. Then we're going to need our little will-o'-the-wisp, as I call them. And we're going to stamp a couple of them, okay? At least 2. Our first one is going to be here. And again, you can do more. Have the shadow of one. And then I'm going to do one here. Like so. And then also like so. Okay. So this panel is done. Then we're going to need to add our sentiments. Next one's a birthday card, so let's grab our happy birthday. Oops. Happy birthday. How many June birthdays do you guys have? Any? All right, so we're going to stamp our happy birthday on our beveled white card base, or card blank. For our sentiment, we're going to stamp off over here just to make sure. Perfect. Make sure this is lined up, and we're going to stamp our happy birthday. Perfect. Clean that off. I got a little chamois around here somewhere. And then the next thing we're going to do is add older, wiser, better on here. That's this guy right there. And again, for me, I need the grid lines. It just helps me to, I have issues lining things up. That's the most honest I can be. My eyes just almost always, they go uphill. So I see things going uphill or downhill. It's always, when I write even, it's always like this. It's always going up. I slant up. So, all right, and now we're going to stamp older, wiser, better on our little green sentiment strip. And then that will be all of the stamping that we'll need for this second card. So guys, if you are interested in joining my kit club, kits go live in the first week of the month, the first 5 days or so, depending on the first Tuesday of the month. The new kits generally go live. Paper Pumpkin subscriptions are you can subscribe anytime for that current month from the 11th of June to the 10th of July to be able to get the July kit. So you can sign up anytime there. Once you are signed up, I will try to do the paper pumpkin typically like maybe the last week of the month, or that way gives you time to get it, gives you time to get your friends together, or whatever you're going to do in order to craft together in the craft room. All right, so let's go ahead and put our little dots on. 1, 2, 3, and then there's 3 on this one. 1, 2, and 3. And then we've got a bike somewhere. Where's our bike? Here's our bike. And we've got quite a bit of stamps on there, or dimensionals on there. These are the mini dimensionals, by the way. There's one right there. And I try to put them where they have them, like I said before. There is generally always a bunch of dimensionals left over. So if you want to add more, I would tell you to go ahead and add more if that's something that floats your boat. Just saying, okay? And then on here, there is double-sided tape. So we'll go ahead and add that double-sided tape on here. And there we go. So I would tell you, if you are going to sign up and you're going to have the kit, to pretty much block maybe about an hour in your schedule. I would say hour, hour and a half. Literally, it will probably take us about an hour to get through all the cards. But of course, you know, with the talking, you know, socializing with your friends, it might take a little bit longer, okay? Now our kit togethers, we will have, I will do them, I'm going to just put, again, you will have everything in your kit. The kits are perfect for folks that want to craft or make cards, but don't really want to invest heavily in a lot of different materials like I do. Because I do create cards from scratch, from the idea. So having the other materials is important to me. But if you want to make cards, but you don't really want to keep a lot of things in stock, then the paper pumpkin kits or the kits are pretty much where you want to go, because you don't have to buy anything extra. Okay. As you saw with this paper pumpkin kit, it came with your ink, it came with your dimensionals, it came with the accent pieces, which I think I forgot to put on the other one. The embellishments. I did. I got to go back and add them to finish up our card. So kits are perfect if you want to craft, but you don't want to invest in the like I do, in the whole kit and caboodle, right? You will get exactly what you need to make XYZ projects, right? All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to add this to our card front, this blank piece. Now you could also have embossed this to do a little bit more texture. We have a, I think there was a sailboat or a cloud. I think we had a cloud covered embossing folder that you could have put some clouds up there if that's what you wanted to do. And then on here, like I said, I like to make sure that I build up before I add anything to my card base. That way if I make a mistake, I can adjust everything and I don't ruin my entire card. Okay, so here we go. We've got this, and we've got this bike right about here. All right, the bike right there. And so because I'm going to go ahead and I'm now going to put this, because design-wise, it just makes more sense because things are going to hang off here, right? So we have to make sure that this is aligned and on the card base before we have things hanging off, right? Because then they'll stick to our work surface and not the card like we need for it to be. Again, I'm going to align with the grid lines. And the thing about this is this designer paper has, the card base has lines, so you can use those lines as well. So there we go. Then we've got, I'm going to put this on first, right? Because I need to make sure now that this is up here for alignment purposes, right? And then this is going to go right under here, like so. And then this is going to go, I'm going to align this, all right, just like that. Oops. Boom, just like that. Okay, now there are gems on this one. Ooh, what did I do with them? Here we go. And they're shaped like little stones or pebbles, right? So we're just going to put those guys. Let's see, they've got them around here. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. All right, our second card is complete. Okay. All right, we're going to work on our third card. And that's this one. All right. Let's put this away. Fold our card base. So we are getting ready to roll right into a holiday weekend. It's Juneteenth. There's going to be several Juneteenth celebrations across the city. So I will probably be participating in those. Okay, so there's no stamping on any of these. So let's go ahead and add our adhesive on here. Like so. There is a parade in Austin. So my sorority sisters and I are going to be participating in that. So I'm pretty much looking forward to that. So again, I do get the dimensionals in the kit, the paper pumpkin kits, you guys. But I generally will use some foam tape. One of the things for me, my aesthetic, is that I just generally do not care for, you know, once I put this on the card, I don't want, if you happen to, if it goes through the mail, well, not if, it goes through the mail, or whatever, and you know, it goes through the postage machine thing, it gets squished. And so when you get your card and it'll be like all sunken in different areas, that bugs me like to no end. So as I am a dimensional fool, I do tend to put a lot of dimensionals, which is why I generally default to, I generally will default to foam sheets or foam on the roll, right? In about an inch width, so that I can get more coverage, because I don't like when you press on it, you have like that effect. Okay, so then this will go on here. We can see that. Then we're going to need to stamp on our strip. I don't know where I put it. Here it is. Thanks, Dad. We have so many things to thank our dads for, our parents, Dad and Mom, for in raising us. And as you can see, this is not a set that is or a stamp that is one stamp. So it's a builder. So you can do it several ways, which I'm going to try to do. Right? I'm going to build and try to pick it up as one unit. That way, all right, pick it up as one unit. All right. Make sure it fits on here, and it will. Okay. Oops, let's make sure, because we've got that little, okay, so this got to be a little tighter. So I am going to stamp it individually, right? That way I can adjust my spacing. So I'm definitely going to have to change out my grid sheet. My grid paper, I try to use it for as long as I can. So I try to keep it as clean as possible for as long as I possibly can. So that's that. And then we're going to add our thanks. Dad. Then we're going to add our thanks. Well, guys, I thank you guys for joining me tonight. As always, I do know that you have your choice of whom to spend your time with, and that you are spending time with me. I totally and completely appreciate it. If you see anything that I like that I've used tonight that you are interested in, please visit my online store at www.sweetsignatures.stampinup.net. And I would be more than happy to serve as your demonstrator and assist you with your shopping needs. While you're at it, guys, please take a moment to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Give this video a like and a thumbs up and a like. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you are notified whenever I go live. And you can watch whatever content that I have. As a reminder, if you do sign up for the Kit Club, we can do, oops, let's see, this is going to go up there, sorry. If you do sign up for the Kit Club, it'll help to have notifications. That way you will be notified whenever I go live and I am working with the kit. And then also you should receive email notification as to when we're doing the alternative kits. That way you can sign up and watch those videos as well. All right, so then the next sentiment is, you are a lifesaver. I think got this one. Yep, that's this one. All right, give me just a moment. I'm almost ready. And guys, we are done. So as you can see, one of the other ways to do this is we know what's going to need to be stamped out, right? So we can do all of our stamping way ahead of time. Oops, not that, it's this one. We can do all of our stamping ahead of time. Where's this going? I missed that on something. Oh, we're going to see if we can fit that. We have a design element that we need to account for that I missed somehow. Yeah. All right, and so this we see needs to be a little bit more on the left side because we're going to add some accoutrement on the right. Oh no, we are going to add that on there. Okay, so all of our stamping is done that needs to be stamped except for our will-o'-the-wisp, which will end up going on our card base. And I'm not ready for that yet, so give me just a moment. Let's go ahead and add our adhesives where they need to be. All right. So on the paddles, we have 1 and 2. And there's 2 of them, so we're going to do the same thing. And if you do need a demonstrator and or you just want to have a question regarding card making, I'd be more than happy to assist you with that. So please, there's my contact information. So if we turn it this way, if I turn it this way, so let's do this one. If we need to adjust, we will do that. Right. What else do we need? We need our strip here. There's 2 at the bottom. Which means for me 3, because I don't like that middle right there. And then we're going to add our strip right here. What else? This needs double-sided tape. And then there is, let's grab our snips because we're going to need our snips here. And then let's go ahead and cut this in half. Because we're adding a strip right here. It's a little big. All right, let's go ahead and do that way. And then that this way. Then we can trim it off as we need to. This is my adhesive scissors. So I generally try not to cut anything else other than adhesive from this one. And then about maybe every couple of days or so, I will grab some glue gun or something like that and try to get all the gunk off of it. Yep. Okay. What else do we need adhesive on? I think we need some on this. Go. All right. I love this kit. I love this has a coordinating suite on a suite coordinating suite in the current annual, well, it's not a annual quarterly catalog. It is the current quarterly catalog that is from May through August. So you can find this suite in that catalog. All right, let's take a look and go ahead and get ourselves ready. So we've got this guy. Now, the Lakeside Retreat is a card class, a virtual card class that I am creating. I will make about 5 cards, 3 designs. I'm sorry, I'm going to do 3 designs, and you will be able to have 6 cards, 2 each of each design in the kit, and it's free with the purchase of the suite. It will be a $40 class fee if you just purchase the kit. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I think we are ready to roll. We need our will-o'-the-wisp element, and I can see, let's see, and it needs to be kind of on the bottom-ish. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on here kind of for placement, a little bit for placement, right? So we know how to stamp our designs. So we're going to have one about here. All right. And then I'm going to stamp another one on the other side. All right, let's go ahead and put this back here so we know kind of where this other one will need to be. So it's about right over here. Okay, perfect. All right, so let's go ahead and do a little bit of our design. So this is going to add to our big circle. Try to align it properly. Now that's the one thing about circles, right? Circles are great. Doesn't take much to align a circle properly, right? It does not. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to take all of these guys off. Now a tip for folks like me, and I think I saw this, I don't remember who, so I can give credit. If you are like me and you have issues with lining things up, you can go ahead and add just a dab of liquid glue onto these, and that will give you a little bit more wiggle room time so that you can attach to whatever surface you're trying to attach them to. I'm not going to do that today, but just so that you know that there's a little tip that you could definitely do that if you are like me and you generally have issues with aligning things. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this here. Let's make sure this is straight. This is going to go about right here, like so. That looks straight to me. Then the next thing we're going to add is we are going to add our sentiment strip. Where did it go? Disappeared somewhere. Oh, this one right here. So we're going to add this guy next. Oops. It's not the video. That's not the image we need. This one. And then we're going to go towards the bottom, but not all the way to the bottom. Okay, so we're going to do that right there, like so, right? And then we're going to start with adding our paddles. First one, then the other. So our first one is going to be about here, like that. Our second one is going to be on the other side. It's going to cross diagonally. And again, if you have an aesthetic or something that you want to see on your own, when you create them, you can take liberties. It is your card, so you are well within your rights to design however you see fit once you've got this card. Again, these are kind of basically just for, I don't want to say just, but I'm going to add a little bit of adhesive here too. Right? And then this is going to go over like this. Right? But I'm going to add some adhesive, and that's where my liquid glue is going to come out. Right here. It's not necessary, but for me, I like things to be tacked down when they need to be tacked down. So we've got that, and then the last thing is we're going to add our sentiment. Okay? Right here. Perfect. All right. And here we go. All right. I think that's everybody on our third card. Now let me see. All right, so on this card, I got to come back here. We forgot this little element, right? So if we see this, oh, I still can fit it there, can I? No, because that's why, yeah. So I'm going to just adjust this a little bit, and I'm going to adjust my design because I do want all the elements. Oh, I know what I can do. I know precisely what I can do. Guys, we're going to cut this. I'm going to cut it this way. So we're going to cut one here. We're going to cut a little piece here. Right? There's more than one way to skin a cat. When you make a quote-unquote mistake, you can always fix it or make it your own element. So here's what we're going to do, right? I'm going to have to turn it this way. I'm going to grab this guy because I might need a little help. I'm just going to align this just like that. Right? And then I'm going to do the same thing on this side. All right. I'm going to cut that piece right there. Do you see how we just made that work? Do you see how we just made that work, right? There's always more than one way to skin a cat is my motto, right? And there we go. Guys, these are the 3 cards from the Lakeside Retreat. I think that's what it's called. Let's make sure. The April 2026 Lakeside Retreat Paper Pumpkin Kit. that we have just made. Stay tuned if you are a Paper Pumpkin subscriber for the information that'll get you to the private meetup that we can create some alternatives. I hope you guys enjoyed working with the April kit. I'm looking forward to pulling out some of the other kits and creating with you at that time. You guys, again, this is Caron Bailey, your ATX Stampin' Lady. I am an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up, and I do have the right to demonstrate and create with all of the products that you see here. Thanks again. Have a great day, and I hope to see you next time.